As everybody knows, we are in the conference finals of this year's NBA playoffs. But this year's playoffs have been sort of odd. Even though it has kind of been similar to last year's playoffs, this year's just feels odd. Many upsets, surprising Cinderellas, injuries, etc. Let's go over what has happened so far in this year's NBA playoffs. First, we're going to start with the most hyped-up team in the playoffs. The Lakers getting bounced in the first round in 5 games by Michael Jordan Jr. I thought Minnesota was going to win this series in 6 or 7. No, I didn't think they would win this series in a comfortable 5 games. Ant-Man looked like an MVP. Rudy Gobert looked like prime Wilt Chamberlain of this era. And they sent the Lakers packing to Cancun. Next, we got the Rockets losing to the Warriors in 7 games. 7 takes down to 2. The difference was the 7 was better than the 2 in the West. Next in the second round, we had the number 1 seed in the East, the Cavs, upset by the Pacers in 5 games. And I'm in GL. I was absolutely stunned by this series. Even though the Cavs were hurt, yes, I did not think the Pacers would win this series. Halliburton showed off, same Siakam. But everyone's got to feel bad for Donovan Mitchell. Just puts this team on his back so hard, yet they still fall short. 33 in Game 1, near 50-piece in Game 2, got hurt in Game 4, trying to carry, and 35 in Game 5, but still lost that series. As you saw in his post-game interview, this series really affected him. Next series we got was the Celtics getting upset by the Knicks in 6 games. And this was the one I did not see coming, and I don't think anyone else thought this was coming. The Celtics had dominated the Knicks all season, winning every single game by 15+ except for a meaningless game in April. And most of the NBA analysts and fans thought the Celtics would win in 5 games, and a lot of people thought they would sweep. The Knicks surprised a lot of people, and let people know the regular season doesn't affect what happens in the playoffs. That you can be 0-16 against contending teams and knock all of them out in the playoffs. I'm not going to go and rant that Celtics were injured. I could go do that, but I won't. I'll just tell you guys why the Knicks won this series. The Celtics stuck with the same dumb game plan of chucking up 40+ threes and playing 5 out. The 2 games the Celtics won, they played as a team. But the Knicks just wanted it more. The Celtics showed that they didn't care, and the Knicks just showed they wanted it more. And that's why the Celtics are in Cancun and not in the conference finals. Now let's go over all the injuries that happened in the playoffs. And I'll just start with Damian Lillard, 3 games after coming back from a blood clot in his calf. Tore his Achilles in the same leg after 3 games. The 2 playoffs, it seems the Bucks have been decimated by injuries from their stars, with Giannis finally being healthy this year for the playoffs. It had to be one of them that went down, and this year it was Dame. Next one we're going to talk about is Ja Morant, and how this injury changed an entire game from a 29 points lead to a 6-point loss. The Grizzlies were up by 29-69 to 40 late in the second quarter when Ja Morant was going for a dunk. Lu Dort slipped and undercut him, and then he fell right on this hip. He would not play the rest of the series. And let me tell you, the Grizzlies probably could have won a couple games with him healthy, but him getting hurt changed that entire game. OKC came back and won by 6. Then they went on a sweep. The next one we're going to talk about is the entire Lakers roster getting hurt in Game 5. Yes, this series was already over, but injuries just kept happening. Luka, then LeBron. Next one is the entire Cavs roster being hurt, to Evan Mobley having a bad foot, Hunter's shoulder being hurt, Darius Garland's turf toe, and Donovan Mitchell sacrificing his entire body just play. Next one is both the Celtics superstars. First, we're going to talk about Jason Tatum tearing his Achilles in the final minutes of Game 4 against the Knicks. And let me tell you, the entire city of Boston shed a tear when it happened, especially when he was in the wheelchair. Yet people still try to hate on him or make jokes like he can't do anything original and show Paul Pierce in a wheelchair within him too. Like Paul Pierce faked an injury to go take a crap. Jason Tatum actually needed the wheelchair after having a potential career-ending injury. Next one is Jaylen Brown, playing the entire playoffs with a torn meniscus. That injury is either you play on it, miss 3 weeks, get surgery, and miss 4 to 6 months, or get a full repair and miss an entire year. So it's a pretty hard injury to play through. And I got no more injuries except Porzingis not being able to breathe. Next thing is predicting how the conference finals will play out. Yes, the Pacers are up 2-0 RN, and I think they will win in 4 or 5 now. OKC just dropped one against Minnesota yesterday and are still up 2-1. OKC should end up winning that series, but I think Minnesota wins in 7. Minnesota's stars are going to start to show up these next few games, and I think it's going to lead to them pulling out a series win and their first finals appearance. My prediction for the NBA Finals is Pacers versus Timberwolves and the Wolves in 6. Pacers are a great team with a lot of depth, but I think Minnesota has too much star power.